Be honest with me for a second. It's late, you finally sat down on the couch, the day is done. You are physically incapable of processing another piece of information. And then, it happens. Your phone lights up on the coffee table. You don't even have to look. You know what it is. It's a text message. Maybe it's your best friend sending a meme. Maybe it's your mom asking a simple question like, "How was your day?" Maybe it's that group chat planning drinks for Friday. And you freeze. Your stomach actually drops. You look at that notification bubble like it's a bomb that just landed in your living room. Logically, you know it's easy. It takes 3 seconds to type lol or good or sure. But physically, you cannot make your thumbs move toward that screen. The thought of opening that app, reading the words, formulating a response, and hitting send feels impossible, like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. So what do? You swipe it away. Out of sight, out of mind. Except it's not out of mind, is it? Yeah, that one. Now the guilt sets in. You aren't a bad person. You love your friends. So why does replying to a simple, "Hey, what's up?" feel like heavy manual labor? Look at me. You're not broken. You're not lazy. And you are definitely not a bad friend. There is an actual psychological reason your brain slams on the emergency brakes when faced with that little red notification badge. It's not about the text message. It's never about the text message. It has a name. It's called decision fatigue. And unfortunately for us, our smartphones have turned into 24/7 decision fatigue machine guns. Here's the thing. We tend to think of decisions as the big stuff. Buying a house, choosing a career, deciding if bangs are a good idea during a mental breakdown. Spoiler, they usually aren't. But your brain doesn't really distinguish between the big stuff and the tiny stuff. Every choice you make burns cognitive fuel from the same tank. Now, think about a text message. You get a text that says, "Hey, are you free this weekend?" Sounds simple, right? Wrong. To your exhausted brain at 9 p.m., that is not one simple question, that is a tactical assault course of micro-decisions. Watch the breakdown. First, you have to decide, am I actually free? I have to check my calendar. That's a decision. Second, do I want to be free? Do I have the social battery to see humans on Saturday? That's an emotional evaluation decision. Third, if I say yes, what are we going to do? Now I have to propose a plan or wait for them to propose one, which means more incoming decisions later. Fourth, how do I phrase the reply? Do I use an exclamation point? Too eager. A period? Too passive-aggressive. No punctuation? Psychotic. Which emoji conveys, I want to hang out, but I'm also deeply tired. See? You thought you were just replying to a text. Your brain thought it was navigating a minefield. Every single notification on your phone is a demand. It's a demand for your attention, your processing power, and a choice. Swipe left or right, read now or later, delete or archive, like or comment. By the time night rolls around, you have made thousands of these micro choices. Your cognitive fuel tank is running on fumes. The needle is past empty. And then your phone buzzes with one more demand. What do you want for dinner? That's not a question, that's a threat. Your brain looks at the empty fuel gauge, panics, and pulls the emergency ripcord. That ripcord is ignoring your phone and putting on Netflix. It's a defense mechanism. It's self-preservation. But then we get into the shame loop. We need to talk about the shame loop. Because you ignore the text. An hour passes, and a day. Now it's awkward. The longer you wait to reply, the bigger the reply needs to be to justify the silence. You can't just text back cool after ghosting someone for 48 hours. You need an excuse. You need a novella apologizing for being trash at communicating. So the decision gets harder the longer you procrastinate. It's a nasty little trap. Your brain thinks it's protecting you by avoiding the decision in the moment, but it's actually just compounding the interest on your anxiety for later. Listen, we're going to talk about how to manage this, how to set boundaries and stop letting your inbox run your life in the next few videos. But for tonight, if you have 5 unread messages that are making your chest tight, give yourself permission to leave them unread. It's not you. It's just an empty battery. This is just the start of the conversation. Subscribe so we can keep talking about this stuff without feeling guilty. Go to sleep.